Honestly, the cross verifying of so much information is why this came out at the time it did, because I wanted to cross my, well, dot my I's, cross my T's as far as gathering the information and being able to give it back to y'all in a concise fashion. Because let me tell y'all something. Of course, a lot of people have a lot to say, but with me calling myself Analytic Dreamz, we got to get into specific facts and the lack of facts about this whole situation. So that's why I try to do my due diligence, you know what I'm saying, and cross reference between like CNN, NBC, Rolling Stone, Variety, plethora of other articles from the Los Angeles Times, and this is what I came up with. So I'm gonna lay the facts out in front of you. Obviously, I have some videos pulled up to also get into just the other elements of it. Analytic Dreams video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio. But before that, let me just lay it out to you. So basically, there's a lot of jokes that can be had, but one thing for certain is that the federal agents raided two of Sean Diddy Combs' houses in Los Angeles and Miami as part of an ongoing sex trafficking investigation. Now, I want to stop there because, of course, the P. Diddy and the Diddler and the No Diddy and all the sort of slang that's been thrown around and created by the one and only P. Diddy event is funny. But at the end of the day, we have to separate certain things. So obviously, I'm going to get my jokes in when needed. But this is just more of an informative setting to let you know what's actually happening, because I think a lot of people come at it from the standpoint of, oh, I knew he was doing it. That's why they're saying, did he do it? Because they're basically implying that he did do it. So what I want to say is the comparisons between Sean and Jeffrey Epstein, to me personally, is outlandish. And the premise that a lot of people are attacking it as far as comparing it to is simply based off of luring victims with their luxurious lifestyle and then assaulting them. So that's why people are comparing Diddy to Epstein. But the reason why I say it's more outlandish to compare those two is simply for the fact that there was a pristine difference. I'm not basically condoning anything that happened with these two situations. I'm pointing out the difference of why these two individuals should not be compared, because Jeffrey Epstein is and has been tried for having and targeting, so not even having, just targeting underage people, some as young as 14. All of the allegations against Diddy is individuals who were of age. Of course, once again, I want to say I'm not condoning any of the actions that have allegedly happened. I'm just saying that the connections between Diddy and Epstein is completely outlandish. It makes no sense to why you're comparing somebody who targets underage people to somebody who allegedly all of them were of age. So, of course, the abuse of power and violation is gonna make people just blindly associate one with the other. But there's pristine and factual differences that you could look up for yourself that I think is worthy to be noted. Now, let's get back into the whole lawsuit situation, right? Because basically, the whole thing that kicked this off was Cassie accusing P. Diddy of the R word and abuse way back in 2018. And basically, that ended up being settled for an undisclosed amount, but a lot of people are saying it was a lot of money, like around 50 to 60 million. How do I know that versus other people? There's insider sources, quote unquote, and then when you see the aftermath of some stuff, you realize why he would have paid 50 to 60 million for her to stop pursuing that case, as it was settled for an undisclosed amount, of course. And then there was another one where there was Joey Dickerson Neal alleging sexual assault by Combs in 1991 during her college years. And then somebody else was saying that anonymous plaintiff accused Combs and Aaron Hall of the R word back in 1990 to 91. Another lawsuit accused Combs of participating in gang R word in an undisclosed what did I say? And basically it happened in 2003. And then a producer, Rodney Little Rod Jones, sued Combs alleging unwanted advances and involvement in sex trafficking parties with underage women. So, of course, those are all the lawsuits being targeted towards Diddy. And what I would say is the overall landscape of the law and how it's implemented, I am not a professional in. So I'm just going to cover the facts and lay it out for you, because a lot of the things that's been happening has been he said, she said, but the overall facts of the case, as far as the lawsuits I just named for you and the years that they was claiming it happened in, is a result in this raid that just happened and the ongoing investigation by the federal Homeland Security. So that means that it's very serious as far as the stakes right now, because no formal charges have been made against Sean Diddy Combs, but the investigation stems from all the lawsuits I just named and the allegations of sex trafficking. But of course, the specifics are not disclosed. So when getting into all of the allegations, that's when we come to the video I'm about to play right now, as this gives you more of an overview snapshot of what happened. But basically, I wanted to set the ground stage for why this is happening and all the lawsuits dating all the way back to like 1990 and why this is such a big deal now, right? So anyways, shout out to, let me see if I can find this, Entertainment Tonight for this video. But basically, go to Analytic Dreamz video on Spotify to see the video along with the audio. And so this was provided more clarity into the whole raid situation, as they have very exclusive photos and videos of what happened during the raid. So let's play that right now.
They're gonna probably be arresting me just because we want to have a good time.
Multiple safes broken into, drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of gun ammo, and Grammy Awards. New images from TMZ show inside Diddy's ransacked Beverly Hills.
Like, these photos are like, how in the world do you get this during a federal raid? Like, I don't think y'all understand. This was conducted by federal Homeland Security. Not just some random raid that happens whenever somebody calls your house and they try to play a prank on you. Like, this is federal Homeland Security investigations. Basically, it's one of those to where it was so organized that they had two houses at the same time and being ransacked, and this is the outcome of it. Like, look at these pictures. I mean, these are, how did you get these pictures? Basically, is where I'm going at. Like, who needs to be fired based on just the public outing of private settings? You know what I mean? Like, of course, the federal Homeland Security investigations probably had a warrant to have certain things in their possession, but as far as the public and these TMZ photos, I'm like, bro, somebody needs to be fired. This is not normal to have these type of photos. But maybe I'm tripping.
Drawers ripped open, closets ransacked, boxes of gun ammo, and Grammy Awards. New images from TMZ show inside Diddy's ransacked Beverly Hills mansion during the coast-to-coast raids where no arrests were made.
People in the home are traditionally detained during raids, so they don't flee, and so they don't destroy evidence.
The rapper's attorney calls it a witch hunt with an excessive show of force and hostility that led to a premature rush.
I mean, look at these videos and photos. Like, that's actually insane. How do they get these?
They don't execute these types of search warrants until they believe they have an ironclad case.
So, where's the 54-year-old now? Unclear, but his jet that traveled to Antigua from LA on Monday just landed in Miami today. That's where Diddy was last seen, reportedly bound for a Caribbean spring vacation with his 2 daughters. Also with him, an associate, Brendan Paul, who was arrested for alleged drug possession. He's been accused in a lawsuit of being a, quote, drug mule for Diddy, but hasn't commented. At least 5 lawsuits have been filed, nearly all by those claiming Diddy drugged and forced them into having sex. Longtime enemy 50 Cent posted that his upcoming docuseries on the allegations.
Actually, let's pause right there, because 50 Cent coming out of this is like, or coming out of nowhere to be accused of this is crazy. Because I'm like, where in the world did 50 play in this equation? But basically, it's kind of messy. So I'm not going to spend too much time on it. But basically, P. Diddy, from what I've seen and all the articles and stuff that I've been like looking at, basically, P. Diddy had 50 Cent's baby mom after they're split up or whatever, and then allegedly had her be a sex worker for him, and that was in the lawsuit. So now that is in a lawsuit, 50 Cent saw that, and probably, this is why it's messy, because maybe he probably, honestly, when people say people are beefing over a woman 9 times out of 10, this is why. Who knew that this was happening the whole time? People just thought 50 Cent was going at P. Diddy for no reason. But now it seems like the mother of your child being allegedly a sex worker for Diddy, it adds a lot of credence to why you keep constantly going at him. So now that the main reason you go at him has been exposed in the lawsuit, allegedly, you are seeking sole custody of your son. So with that whole situation, now I think it adds a much clearer picture to why 50 Cent keeps going at P. Diddy. Because a lot of people was just saying, oh, it's just jokes, and 50 Cent likes going at him, because P. Diddy was literally asked on the Breakfast Club, like, what do you think about 50 Cent keep going at you? And P. Diddy just shrugged it off. He was like, me and him are friends or whatever. So he made like light of the situation. But obviously, I'm not saying this is the main reason, but this is probably a good indication to why 50 Cent keeps going at P. Diddy. All right, anyways, let's get back into the video. But I have my Big Sean stuff up from my last segment. All right, here we go. Let's get back into the video.
50 Cent posted that his upcoming docuseries on the allegations is now entitled Diddy Do It.
What we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
I lived with Sean Puffy.
And not even that. I've already talked about this Usher situation, but I was not aware of the Justin Bieber aspect. So when that video popped up, it reminded me of another video that I have. Let me see if I can bring it up. It was an encounter between Justin Bieber and Diddy.
Man, you good?
Yeah, here it is. It's right here. And people was saying that this was also a result of that, like Justin Bieber trying to distance himself from P. Diddy after, alleged things that P. Diddy put him through. So a lot of people was pointing towards this as being the reason why people are saying he's been like this and like luring people to have maybe unwanted sexual intercourse, allegedly. I have to keep saying that because I'm not trying to get sued. I'm just reporting what people are saying. You know what I'm saying? So anyways, let's get back into the whole Diddy and Justin Bieber aspect.
What's up, man? You good?
I'm good. How are you?
All right, young brother, everything's good?
Everything's
Selling
great.
out arenas and everything?
Yeah,
Starting to act different, huh?
No,
you ain't been calling me and hanging out the way we used to hang out.
Well, I mean, you tried to get in contact with me, through all my, partners and whatnot.
Mm-hmm.
But you never really got my number, so.
Correct.
My
Okay.
number?
Yeah.
I'm gonna tell you my number.
Yeah.
It's 555.
And not gonna lie, that is just very disturbing if you look at it from that aspect. But I'm not caping for Diddy, so I'm not gonna throw any type of devil advocate type scenario. I'm just gonna say that's weird and leave it at that, because it's just weird. Like, it's just like, you're a grown man, and I don't know, man. The whole, I'm rethinking the start of my segment. I may have to pull a Joe Budden and cut some of that out, but because I'm all for transparency, I'm not cutting that out at all. I'm gonna say that my point about the Sean Diddy and Epstein whole comparison being false because Epstein was specifically going at underage girls, I may have to take that back because that was the one time I was playing devil advocate, and all the information that I've been giving back to y'all is just because obviously I've researched before and come to these conclusions, but then once you actually see I don't know what it is about video, but it's just like, I think the comparisons may be true. You know what I mean? Like, it may hold some credence as far as Epstein and Diddy, allegedly. So yeah, I'm taking back my opinion on that. But obviously I'm gonna leave it in my segment. I'm just, if you ain't reached that far, then that's your fault. But I also said in the same segment that I'm disregarding what I said at the beginning. Forget that devil advocate of people comparing him to Epstein being false. Nah, it's at this point I understand. Like, I understand. I'm coming around at this point. That's what video does. That's why I started playing more video throughout my podcast, because I want people to see where I'm also cross-referencing and getting information from, so they don't think I'm just making stuff up and just talking. So anyways, let's get back into this. It's some disturbing stuff, I ain't gonna lie to you.
For a year. Series on the allegations is now entitled Diddy Do It.
What we doing, we can't really disclose, but it's definitely a 15-year-old's dream.
I lived with Sean Puffy Combs for a year. So I got a chance to see some things.
Yeah, but you were 13. What were you seeing?
I went there to see the lifestyle.
Right.
And I saw it.
As the sex trafficking investigation continues, interviews with Diddy's star proteges are going viral, including Usher, who said as a teen, the rapper introduced him to a hypersexual environment he called Puffy Flavor Camp.
Hot girls, pretty girls. I'm around grown women, and I'm seeing them do things and have experiences that I'm not quite ready for.
Would you ever send your kid to Puffy camp?
Hell no.
Let's just go get some girls. Let's go hang out some girls.
A man after my heart, that's what I'm talking about, kid.
As I said before, I'm innocent.
Diddy talked to E.T. about his prior trouble with the law, including that infamous 1999 nightclub shooting. At the time, he and then-girlfriend J-Lo were both arrested.
So I think that's basically the end of it. But let's get back into current day Diddy and his events as, let me see, I think this one has it.
Sean Diddy Combs has resurfaced 3 days after authorities raided the rapper's homes in Los Angeles and Miami.
Yeah, okay, so this is basically his current whereabouts, and I say current because obviously, people thought he just went on the run. That's why they kept like showcasing his plane landing somewhere where he was allegedly being said to have been on the run, when he's been on a trip with his daughters the whole time. So anyways, this is the video playing off of that.
54-year-old was seen having a family night out. Combs was photographed at Top Golf in Miami March 28th with his 17-year-old twin daughters, Delilah and Jessie, who he shared with the late Kim Porter. And as the Grammy winner, who is father of 7, walked by the paparazzi, he flashed them the peace sign. On March 25th, Homeland Security Investigations, HSI agents executed search warrants at Combs' LA and Miami properties. Multiple law enforcement sources told NBC News, while noting the warrant was out of the Southern District of New York. During the searches, guns were found, and the Department of Homeland Security seized phones from Combs in Miami before he was scheduled to take a trip to the Bahamas. Law enforcement sources familiar with the warrant service added to the outlet. 4 people have since been interviewed by prosecutors and investigators from the Southern District of New York about allegations of sex trafficking, sexual assault, the solicitation and distribution of illegal narcotics, and firearms supposedly tied to Combs, a source told NBC.
All right, we're gonna pause right there. So basically, that is where we're at. That's the whole situation. I'm not gonna lie to you. I'm just gonna play a little B-roll of the whole start of the Fed raid and how they went into his home and stuff. So I'll probably play this right here so you can see that in the background. But basically, now to give my own personal thoughts about it, now that I've seen all the video that I've brought together for this whole segment. So obviously, what I said at the beginning about the Epstein, P. Diddy stuff, I'm not going to keep harping on, but that's just, at this point, it's fair game. Like, after all the evidence that I've seen presented and looked at, it's like, when you go through it, I guess it's different than actually just writing it down and getting ready for a segment, because after looking at it, listening to stuff and seeing all the information come in such a concise fashion, it's like, you know, I can't defend it. You know what I mean? I wasn't even going to try to defend it. I was just going at that specific point about the Epstein stuff. But at this point, hey, everything's fair game. Diddy put himself in a peculiar situation that I just simply can't defend. And at the end of the day, only God knows. You know what I'm saying? Only God knows. And hopefully we get some type of some type of justice for the victims and some type of clarification on what this whole scenario is about. Because if this dates all the way back to the 1990s, when he literally founded Bad Boy Records, and it's 2024, then they better have some type of reason to why they didn't come at him sooner, right? Because this whole, I think it's called Diageo brand deal that went through with Ciroc and stuff, which, a lot of people conspiring, saying it's the reason why they held off going at him, because he was in business and one of the biggest liquor companies in the world. And as soon as they let him go, that's when they came after him. Obviously, conspiracy theories are going to fly out the what as far as this situation is concerned. But that is the one where I'm looking at it, I'm like, why did they wait so long to do this? And as soon as he gets out of business with one of his most lucrative business ventures ever, with Diageo, aka Ciroc, and all the other bottles of Ciroc and flavors he helped promote, right after he got out of business with them, why did this happen and not before? So that's the only type of conspiracy theory brainstorming that you're going to get out of me, because the main purpose of this segment is just to put the facts in front of you, put a lot of the information in a way that is concise, and let you come to your own conclusion. So at the end of the day, hopefully I did my job and letting you know about this whole federal agents versus Sean Diddy Combs situation. And only the future holds what is going to happen as far as this event is concerned. So with that being said, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about the whole Sean Diddy Combs situation? And what is your overall takeaway from this scenario? Do you think Diddy, oh my goodness, that's a tongue twister. Did he and Diddy is so close. No wonder why 50 Cent's making that a whole documentary. But anyways, you get the question, right? Do you believe Diddy is guilty? Well, I'm not even going to say that way, because, who's a lawyer out here? You know what I mean? I'm at a loss for words. I ain't going to lie. P. Diddy's so influential in the hip-hop culture. It's sad to see a day like this comes. It's like a crash and burn type scenario. Like, obviously, I'm not going to compare him to other legendary icons who didn't have certain allegations towards him. But, man, it's like seeing the icon motivator as far as the mindset in your specific genre completely crash and burn. And it's just a sad sight to see. But obviously, prayers to all involved as far as the victims and the alleged victims. But, at the end of the day, I'm at a loss for words, man. That's actually pretty crazy. So anyways, click my link tree in my bio. Let me know on one of my social medias. What do you think about this whole scenario? And what is your biggest takeaway from this Sean Diddy Combs situation?